Welcome, everyone, to the 2014 North American Collegiate Championship Semifinals. I'm David Freak Turley, your host for this evening's festivities, and casting the first best of three with me tonight. Gonna be this guy. It's on my right, your left. Aiden Zyrene Moon. What up?
Not much, man. I know we have some animals here. We got some huskies, and we got some anteaters. Zat.
See, as a UCSD, I gotta hate on UCI a little bit.
Are they the Trojans?
No?
It's UCSD.
What Trojans?
Spartans, right?
Oh my gosh, really?
What are they?
Tritons.
Titans.
I like how you got me saying Trojans and I got all messed up.
Somebody's the Trojans.
Whatever, doesn't matter. Guys, over the next couple of nights, we're going to be bringing you the best college teams on the continent as they battle for $100,000 in scholarships and the first ever unified North American Collegiate Championship. Let's take a look at the bracket. Over 500 teams participated in the NACC. Tonight, we've got the top four. Up first, it's a battle between the Queen Gypsies from the perennial esports powerhouse, the University of California, Irvine, and the Blue Castor Minions hailing from the University of Washington.
And in our second matchup tonight, it's Sergio's Dream from San Jose State University, U-Beast from the University of British Columbia. The winners of tonight's two semifinal showdowns will then face off for that first ever true #1 finish in Sunday's finals, which will also be taking place here in our LCS studio.
And of course, we talked about it being the unified crown. We've actually got teams coming from a lot of different leagues overall. You've got 2 teams coming from Ivy Law, 2 teams coming from CSL, and a bunch of teams that didn't make it this far, but were playing in an open bracket qualifier.
Yeah, that was a big, like 500 team or something along those lines.
We just said it.
Open. Oh,
good memory.
Thank you.
Yeah, nice job. But yeah, so we got 2 Ivy Law teams, right? 2 CSL teams,
Yes.
and not that it counts as bragging rights for what's the better league, but unofficially it doesn't count as bragging rights for what's the better league. I don't know. I just felt like shooting out ammo there.
Nobody came from the Open that we threw.
Yeah.
Which was hosted by Ivy Law. So if anybody had come from that, could they brag that Ivy Law's still?
Sure.
I don't know.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it's even. So everybody here is, because I think these teams, one is from Ivy Law, one is from CSL.
Yep.
Then UBC is also from Ivy Law.
Yep.
So it could be an Ivy Law versus CSL in the finals.
Or
but every game is going to be Ivy Law versus CSL at this point.
Yeah. It's going to be interesting. And you can brag for your league, right? Here at LCS, we just, did TSM or Cloud9 win North America? LCS must be the best NA league. It's easy, right? It's even easier for us to brag about the league that we're a part of. It's when it gets international that it gets tricky. Because then you're like, come on, OGN, would you stop beating us all? But here, thankfully, the international goes as far as Canada.
Intranational, right?
It is international. Intracontinental.
Intracontinental. There you go. Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I saw that word and I was like, wow. Okay, intra?
Intra is within, and a continent contains many countries.
Yeah.
Are you with me so far?
Yes, I'm with you on this one. Thank you. Thank you, Professor Freak.
Yeah, I got this.
Actually,
one.
it's Professor Kobe. We need him back up here.
Professor Kobe will be with us shortly, and of course, we learn good here at Professor LCS.
We learn good.
We learn very good, guys. We're really smart people on this one. Our grammar is top notch. Every who's and your was the wrong who's and your. But you couldn't see it. We were just saying it out loud. But inside, we knew we were giving you guys bad grammar the whole time.
Yeah. And so I want to talk about the teams again.
Yeah.
So we have 2 from the Ivy Law, 2 from the CSL, none from the Open. But it was a huge, just long season to get here. Mm-hmm. And Riot throwing this for the collegiate is incredible. Just
it's awesome.
Actually throwing sponsorship money at an esport is just big all in itself.
Yeah.
You bring a lot of visibility to it.
Yes.
So they can go back afterwards and be like, look at all this money I won, Mom. Playing video games, it's worth something.
Look at this free couple of years of school. I wish I had that when I was competing, because my parents were not very supportive of my pro gaming career in college. They didn't do very well, but these guys got to be like, hey, look. And it's actually interesting. You talk to some of the players who are doing this. Flappy Bearfish, the AD carry for Pawn Gypsies.
He's like Queen Gypsies. Pawn Gypsies, their top player.
Pawn Gypsies team.
He is Pawn Gypsies ADC.
Yeah, see? So it's fine. And he was like, yeah, I wanted to focus on school, but the opportunity to win a scholarship is worth it. Yeah, I'm going to go for the extra sort of competition effort, even though I was focusing on the classes. But paying for school is pretty darn helpful.
Yeah, and a lot of people have come up from the college scene.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So did you know? Dignitas is He's completely no reaction.
What did I know? What am I supposed to know? I was listening.
You're supposed to affirm that I talked. Whatever. No, we're good. Dignitas jungler Crumbs attended the University of British Columbia.
I did know that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, Crumbs didn't compete on the college circuit, but there are a few NALCS pros who did. We're going to send it down to Kobe, who's standing by with a couple of them.
All right, thanks, Freak. I do have 2 of them right here, Kiwi Kid and Wiz Fusion. You guys started out in the collegiate scene, and you've made it all the way to the LCS. let's start with Kiwi Kid, because you have actually played in the Final Four of Ivy League before. What is the difference between playing in the Collegiate League in the Final Four and playing with Team Dignitas?
I think in the collegiate scene, individual skill can carry a lot harder. But in LCS, it doesn't matter how good individually you are. At some point, you're going to need to know how to group and get objectives because they're going to be worth way more than a kill here and there.
All right, and WizFusion, you've actually played for one of the teams that's going to be playing today. Tell us about your history in the collegiate scene.
Well, I was actually going to be kind of building this team up from in the start of this team, but I eventually left for Team Coast. But I know that the players on their team right now are really strong individually. And, the BCM team, which is Blue Caster Minions. They were actually known as Purple Caster Minions. I don't know why they changed it. But yeah, I think they're going to be really strong and should put up a good fight.
All right, thanks. And both of you guys did a lot of work to get out of the collegiate scene into the LCS. A lot of other people want to make that jump. What is the biggest factor, you would say, between jumping into the LCS?
I think the majority is kind of luck because I didn't really give up any of my schoolwork to try to make it into LCS. I didn't take a semester off or anything. I think you just need to find that balance. And
stay in school.
Yes, definitely stay in school. Sure, you might only be able to get 3 hours of sleep because I play 7 hours of League and then 7 hours of studying. So that wasn't too healthy, but that's pretty much what I did.
Anything to add?
Yeah, I mean, he pretty much put up a good point. It's just finding the balance and making sure to stay in school. And yeah, I think if you want to pursue it, you just have to work for it.
All right, well, let's turn our attention to the games at hand because coming up is UC Irvine. They are a team that you have gone up against a couple times. They have some fans in that crowd here. What do you think about the first game that's coming up here?
I haven't really been following up with the collegiate scene lately, but we lost twice at finals to UCI. B-Team, I don't know why you quit, but man, that's tragic. And Little Kevin, you guys were probably the best players in the collegiate scene from when I played.
And you definitely have some personal stake in this match coming up here. What are your feelings?
Well, I mean, I know the players. I think as long as they don't get frightened by the stage, I think they're going to play well and they're going to do fine.
All right, well, I have to ask you guys for predictions then. First, Kiwi Kid.
BCM and UCI. I don't know if they're playing against each other, but that'd be embarrassing. Yeah.
2-1 BCM, and then and hopefully they'll go to the grand finals and win that too.
All right, thank you guys both for joining me. Now we're going to get the collegiate scene started here and send it back up to freaking Zyrene.
Thank you very much, Kobe. And here we do learn good. Kiwi Kid spends 7 hours studying, 7 hours playing, and 3 hours sleeping. He has short days.
I know. You got to use that for other stuff. Maybe a little eating, and maybe he spends a lot of time eating.
He just neglected. Well, I mean, maybe he was being secretive about the rest. He's got a secret practice schedule or something.
Hang out with
the travel time is hard. Yeah. He just didn't want to talk about it. Guys, let's get to it here. Our first collegiate semifinal series of the night between two of the favorites heading into this tournament. And as we heard that from Kiwi Kid, they are his top two. The undefeated Queen Gypsies, whose students all hail from University of California, Irvine, versus the undefeated Blue Caster Minions, who study at the University of Washington.
Yeah, and while both teams have obviously had a great deal of success so far this year, the teams that have emerged from the student body of California Irvine have a track history of success in the esports arena.
Exactly. The guys who have played from UCI won the first 3 Ivy League championships. Now they're trying to find a win in the first ever unified crown as well. Let's take a look at the highlights from their quarterfinal win over Soil Boring from Urbana-Champaign. Now, of course, they walked all over these guys in Game 1, but Game 2 was all about Flappy Bearfish going ham.
Yeah, and a Queen Gypsies that was down in kills but up in objectives go for a 4-1 split push with Flappy securing the first inhibitor of the game. And his team comes to back him up, showing the synergy that they've developed and the experienced shot calling that is brought to the table from the combined tournament experience. Now, Flappy gets caught out, but the quick reinforcement and thinking from Queen Gypsies quickly turns the fight into their favor. And now, UCI are 3-time Ivy League champions, but the only remaining member of that roster that took those cups is Pawn Gypsy. And at the start of the year, they were scrambling to field a new roster to defend their titles, and Flappy Bearfish wasn't on board at first, and he wanted to focus on school. But scholarship money through playing League of Legends is 2 birds with 1 stone, and with the new roster looking as strong as ever, the individual skill of these players is crazy, except for Bambi of the Forest, who thinks we're playing football.
Gets a touchdown, though. It's worth at least 6 points. That UCI football team doesn't exist.
Which doesn't exist.
Nor does it for UCSD. I was sad. Couldn't be in marching band.
There's a rugby team, though.
That's good. It's like football.
Which is always funny because they call it a try when you score. So even if you don't score, it's like, good try. But if you do score, it's like, good try. So either way.
It's a very supportive game.
Yeah.
It's good. All right, now, of course, as we saw, one of the big reasons for success for Queen Gypsies was the play of their star AD carry, Flappy Bearfish, who's now known as DK Bearfish.
Yeah, DK Bearfish has been involved in the challenger scene since 2012. He played on Dirt Nap Gaming, then One Trick Ponies with his collegiate teammate Pawn Gypsy, and after that, DK Bearfish played on the challenger teams, the Napkins in Disguise, and Double Buff, where he made it as far as the LCS promotional tournament.
Yeah.
And now he's looking to carry his team to the first ever collegiate unified championship.
Yeah, we'll see if he can get his first win on this one. Of course, on the other side of the rift, though, is WizFusion's old alma mater. The Bluecaster Minions, they've made the trip from University of Washington to our studios, and they're looking to keep rolling after a pair of very impressive quarterfinal wins over Solar from McMaster University in Ontario, Canada. We get to it starting with game 1 here. It's a pretty fun one.
Yeah, and Alliance, he steals the dragon with a zap, stopping Solar in their tracks and allowing Evertan and X3 to both finish the game with big zeros in the death category. Then in game 2, X3 has another repeat performance, dominating his lane throughout the game in CS, and this is another example of how a team that is down in kills but up in objectives really has all of the cards to throw down the death blow. We see X3 engage a clean fight, barreling into the base of Solar and causing a 7-for-0 exchange over 2 back-to-back fights that result in a Nexus explosion and another 2-0 victory for the Bluecaster Minions.
Yeah, really good performance by these guys. X3, who's, by the way, known as iKennyU now. We're going to see that on his screen soon. But even though he went beast in the top lane, the statistical standout for the Bluecaster Minions was actually their mid laner, Evertan.
Yeah, and Evertan, he ran with the new hotness, and we saw it here today too, is the mid lane Lulu in both of his games. And interestingly enough, Queen Gypsy's mid laner Bambi of the Forest ran with Lulu in both of his games in the quarterfinal as well. So that's going to be a highly contested picks in tonight's match.
Nice one.
I'm learning from the pro.
Of course you are. Now, of course, tonight we're going to look at the starting lineups. Spawning the blue side, it is the Queen Gypsies from UC Irvine. Pawn Gypsy in the top lane. I'm going to wait for that cheer.
Oh, yeah.
Got the Zots coming out there. Pawn Gypsy in the top lane, your soulmate in the jungle. I feel a connection to him. Bambi of the Forest in mid, DK Bearfish and AD Carry, and Sirius as support.
And we have the Bluecaster Minions spawning on the red side for game 1. It's a little ironic. And then top we have iKennyU, formerly known as X3 in the highlights. We have Kevin in the jungle. Mid is Evertan. And we have ADC Alliance, and support is Haramer.
Yeah, Alliance replacing WizFusion. As we saw, Coast just took down TSM, so there's some kind of big shoes to fill. It's like, our old AD Carry beat TSM. Alliance, what you got for us?
Stole a dragon. We saw
Stole
that.
a dragon with Zap. There's some good stuff in there for these guys. And it's here we go, semifinals, single elimination, best of 3 on the big stage, which for a lot of these guys is a new experience.
Yeah.
For some guys, it's actually really nerve-wracking. It can actually completely hamper your performance. Some guys completely live up to the challenge and actually excel on this kind of stage.
Yeah, and you can be the best player in the world, but if you can't deliver on LAN, it doesn't mean anything. Because most of the, or I guess all of the really important matches are played on LAN. So if you can't deliver there, your skill doesn't mean anything.
It's a little bit less useful. We'll see if they can do stuff online and see if they can do it on LAN. Here we go, though. Queen Gypsies in blue, first pick and ban. You want to see what they target here, because one thing to keep in mind is iKennyU has been in love with Kha'Zix, and yep.
Immediately take that out. Don't want that top lane roamer for him. We saw him dominate previously on that champion in the top lane.
I mean, it's just so strong. He would blind pick it actually in his like CSL qualifiers up into the quarters. Played it both times. They'd blind picked it on the blue side. First picked it there, and he just like got to have this crazy amount of pressure. Plays champions that most of the top laners don't.
Yeah, and that just shows the amount of confidence he has on that champion. If he's able to blind pick it, and it was devastating. That's an understatement too.
Oh yeah,
he wrecked with that champion. And Queen Gypsies, they've done their research and their homework, studying for that final. They take that right off the field.
They do take it off the field. So Kha'Zix Lee Sin also banned away from your soulmate. So jungler's trying to get removed. The Wukong away from Kevin. And one thing to note about Kevin as well is he's the brother of iKennyU, if I have that properly. And so I feel like normally like top lane's an island, less so this time around.
Yeah, because they're brothers, they're going to have great synergy with each other, and they're going to be really friendly. And actually, University of Washington's team, or the team from there, they have a lot of inter-synergy, but they haven't actually all played together
Yeah.
They like recently met all of each other like a week or two ago.
In
But
real life.
they've been in they've been in like around each other, and the bottom lane has been roommates. Top lane is brother with the jungler, and Evertan's just a fantastic player.
Just alone.
Yeah.
Sad.
Well, he was like top 9 in Challenger, I think. So he can't be too lonely.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's solo queue for a reason, though.
That's true.
But
Could have been doing. maybe he's got a friend but doesn't attend.
He could be doing the whole time. You never know.
That's true.
Pawn Gypsy, of course, first picking for his jungler. The Vi coming through for Queen Gypsies. And Blue Caster needs still to make their choices, but Thresh already locked in here.
That's a very gank-heavy jungler.
Yeah.
And your Soulmates champion pool isn't the most diverse thing in the world. The Lee Sin is banned away, so he falls back on that Vi. And this signals to me that he's not going to just play a passive game. He's going to start ganking and getting his lanes ahead, which is good because in his previous games, he was very passive. And he would just sit back and kind of farm up almost like Season 3 meta type Meteos.
Yeah.
But this is actually going to be just gank heavy. We're going to see what they pick in the mid to synergize with this.
Well, and you can see they've actually grabbed Leona for the bottom lane at the very least, so Queen Gypsy's ready for some aggressive plays. Starting at basically level 2, Leona has pretty much all the engaged potential you want from a lane, so Vi can show up with that one. Shyvana on the top lane, not as easy to gank for. We've seen that turnaround anyway. In fact, we saw that when Coast beat TSM. Shyvana, Vi worked quite nicely for them.
Yeah, Vi works nicely with pretty much anybody that has some type of engage or gap closer, because then you just stampede people down. So
it's going to work out for them. We'll see if they can do it. Blue Caster minions, 4 picks in. Thresh, Ziggs already grabbed, but Renekton and Pantheon now here. So every lane, we've seen something from it.
yeah, so Renekton is going to win this top lane early. Shyvana is going to scale with that, but IKENNY is a playmaker. That is the type of player he is. He is going to want to roam. He's going to want to win that lane. I wouldn't be surprised to see him just try and crush that in CS, and we saw him previously when he was X3 in those clips, dominate on Renekton in CS, and then transition it into team fights, even though they were down in kills.
Yeah, into playmaking. We'll see if their individual skill can make things happen early on. Last 2 picks come through for Queen Gypsies. DK Bearfish going to be on Lucian there, so Lucian, Leona with a Vi jungle, and mid lane, it's going to be LeBlanc slipping all the way down and picked up here.
That's a little different than what we typically see DK Bearfish on. He usually likes the Tristana or the late game hyper carries.
Yeah.
And he's going for that early lane bully here. And also Bambi of the Forest, Lulu's banned out. And he's got to fall back. And we heard Kiwi Kid talk about Lil Kevin. The best, in my opinion, LeBlanc player in all of NA during Season 2 and the start of Season 3. He was incredible before she got her buffs.
Bit of a one-trick pony, but...
Yeah, they had that team too. He was on One Trick Pony.
Yep. He was the pony, actually.
Was he?
He was the pony.
And they all just hopped on his back?
I mean, they kind of like rode alongside him. You know, like, you ever see like people on a ranch like hold like the leash and the horse runs around? They're just kind of there.
Just unleash him. Just let him go.
And they never picked LeBlanc during the tournament, so clearly they didn't have the strategies in mind. Of course, the rest of the picks come through, and Thresh Draven is the bottom lane here for Blue Caster minions. And to me, that surprised me a bit because the one player to be afraid of on Pawn Gypsies is Bearfish, is that bottom lane. Like, super good AD carry, and they're like, yeah, I'll play an aggressive lane against you, let's fight.
It's 2 really aggressive lane bullies against each other, Lucian, Draven, and they also have aggressive supports, Leona, Thresh. This is going to be a very intense matchup in the bottom lane, and I think this is going to dictate the pace of the game.
Yeah.
Because we have those top laners who are the passive farmers. We have some gank-heavy junglers. LeBlanc can make those plays in the mid-late game. But bottom lane, with the fact that Bearfish is such a presence on the team,
It's true.
if you let him snowball, it's going to be out of control. So Kevin might not synergize with his top laner, his brother.
Sure.
Might have to bring it down to the bottom lane.
We'll see where he ends up going with this one. As you said, he's got more presence than Festive Maokai, and we'll see if Lucian can make things happen there from Flappy Bearfish. DK Bearfish, my apologies. Yeah. And the thing to watch for as well, because you talked about mid lane a bit, I've seen that lane go both ways, LeBlanc versus Ziggs. Back in the promo tournament, I remember like waiting for Shifter to bring out LeBlanc as counterpick to Ziggs, and then got like completely just dumpstered by Pobelter, who played Ziggs, pushed him out, and he never got to lane. He never got to do anything as LeBlanc. Was kind of on the back foot the whole time. Here in this one, I want to see who gets the edge on that lane, because it's a very high-skilled mid lane.
Yeah, and Evertan sees this coming, takes the barrier for himself,
Yep.
so he doesn't want to get LeBlanc'd.
Nope.
He's like, nope, I'm going to stop that. Satchel retreat, as you love to say.
Satchel retreat.
I love that, actually.
It's a good name, isn't
It's
it?
a really good name. Sometimes he'll satchel charge. You see him like dunk somebody with the passive. Just get that final shot, get that distance.
More sports being played here by these mid laners. With the touchdown, we're going for the dunk next. Now we just need hockey. I guess we're going to have to wait for...
UBC.
Yeah, going to have to wait for UBeast for the hockey references. They did just win in the Olympics.
Jat's probably happy.
He is. He is as our only Canadian caster here. Blue caster minions already making their way through the jungle very aggressively.
Yeah, but Queen Gypsies, they're all formed up in this bush here. They're going to rotate, and they're going to meet each other.
They're about to see each other. Hello, everybody. The fight has begun. Damage coming across everywhere. Who's going to go down? Bambi jumping backwards. Kevin taking a bunch of pain. Going back, though, as well. Kenny, who already used his stun. And BCM actually kind of losing this fight. They're losing in health bars. They're trying to flash away. The chase coming in serious with a nice stun. Evertan trying to get away. First blood goes over to Bearfish, and the chase is still continuing. Flashes up. There's a couple of them. The dash is coming through. Bearfish can get another Q.
Oh, they're all lined up for the Q.
Low. The Q damage. The stun, another one, and Alliance has been disbanded. He is alone and sad, and 2 kills come in for the mid lane and AD carry of Queen Gypsies.
That is a huge momentum swing for the Queen Gypsies. Not only are they ahead in gold, but about a third of the crowd here today is from their school. So when you have basically the home team on your side, it's going to start snowballing. And we talked about LAN earlier, and when you have the crowd rooting against you, it's not something the blue caster minions want. And that was not the best of invades I have ever seen.
Not exactly.
Into the bush. A lot of flashes blown though.
It's true.
And those early kills aren't worth as much. So if you take advantage of them sometime within the next 5 minutes, then you can actually cash in on that. So blue caster minions, it's really going to be up to Kevin to make some plays here.
Well, there are 2 flashes up total. They're both on Queen Gypsies, but Pantheon, a great early aggressive jungler. See what
All
they can do
5
with
flashes from BCM gone.
Yep.
Every single one of them.
Yep.
Early advantage, early item lead for Queen Gypsies here. Up 800 gold, 2 minutes in, action-packed right off the bat.
We'll see what happens this one. Evertan, here we go, versus Bambi of the Forest. Oh, he shortened to Bambi Forest. Apparently the tag was too much for him.
I guess
Bambi Forest is still a cool name, though.
Yeah.
It's like a proper noun.
Bambi of the Forest. So the Bambi is the proper part. He's of the forest.
Yeah.
Or is it just...
Well, in this
that
case,
is his
now the
title?
forest is named Bambi. It's like Yosemite National
So
Park. It's
so
now
he-
Bambi Forest.
He's Bambi Forest. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just reading the name on the screen.
But look at how aggressive this bottom lane is.
Damage is coming across. Level 2 on both of them. Sirius not even taking much damage from Draven. Bearfish happy to go in this fight as well. Picked up potions for his trouble. Good start to the lane. Friggin' A.
So if BCM had a notebook, it would probably say don't feed Flappy.
Yeah, too
And
late.
2 minutes in, it's not working.
No.
He is incredibly strong right now. Lucian bullying around a Draven. And in the mid lane.
Bambi doing nicely, though, pushing around Evertan. You're seeing him. Of course, the barrier was already burned. It's going to be coming up soon. But already the early lead. Kevin got his red buff. Only level 2 of this Pantheon yet. Hasn't got another camp done yet.
Yeah, and all of these players match up well in terms of skill level. But this early kill, if they can snowball this, man, up in the top lane, though, Pantheon, Kevin's looking for something for his brother here.
Well, he can leech XP to get level 3. Does have the stun anyway, though. Let's see if Shyvana turns aggressive. Another minion goes down. He can't quite sneak into that brush yet, though. Pawn Gypsy not looking aggressive yet. It's going to take a while for this gank to pay off, though.
Yeah, it's such a large minion wave. Gypsy's probably going to clear it out fairly easily with burnout. And maybe lose a couple.
Well, we'll see. Your soulmate is low on health and out of potions, so even if Vi wanted a counter gank, she couldn't, and is recalling. And Kevin goes back, though, so not even any gank here, even if the lane was going to reset.
Oh, and down bottom again.
They're looking for the damages. I mean, honestly, Leona, Lucian, pretty painful lane. Alliance is staying alive, though. Still even has a potion in his inventory, so looks like Draven's going to be fairly safe catching axes. And honestly, like, aside from level 1, though, I gotta say, as far as minion kills are concerned, as far as his lane is concerned, Draven pick's doing okay. They're completely holding up to the lane.
Yeah. He wasn't able to cash in on a big item, so DK Bearfish just has potions in his inventory, which is just sustain for the lane. So if he can poke him out and then basically make it so he backs with like 1,400 gold instead of 1,550, that'll pay off for him. But that's just a whole hypothetical situation. But the sustain in itself is not combat stats. But if you play it right, you can turn him into something.
And we'll see. The berries, of course, up for both AD carries. The exhaust down for Harimer. So actually a summoner lead here for GQ. QG. Got that one backwards.
GQ.
They look similar, okay?
I know. I almost said it too.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
The
it's
Gypsy
good, it's good
Queens.
reading at the very least. And yeah, so these guys are just holding on for now. The mid lane, we've seen Bambi do a very good job early on. Actually forced the early recall from Evertan. He's picked up an extra Doran's ring, so he's sustaining on. And this gold lead is honestly staying at like 900. That we haven't seen it pan out yet. It's going to probably take the first big recall from the jungler, from the mid laner, from the AD carry to start snowballing that gold lead.
Yeah. And this 800 gold lead is spread out pretty much around everybody. And down bottom, They have the
Got a
jungler
bit of
here.
a jump in. Nice lantern and the stun there onto SRS. No flash available, though. Can Leona go down on this one? 400 health. Chive still in by Alliance, who is out of mana, but the damage might be there. Kevin still in the front lines. 2 hits to go, and they can't find it. Actually, Harmer's going to go down. They trade one back in a 2 versus 3. Now Kevin's stuck in the front line. Serious. 2 hits, and they don't even get it. So a 2 versus 3 gank, and the Queen Chips come out ahead.
That
Wow.
was such a good play there by SRS, using his Zenith Blade to actually go forward, applied the Sunlight, great backup there by DK Bearfish, and he can stay because of the potions.
And 2-0-1 on Lucian. He's going to be plenty happy on this one. ICanYou and Pawn Gypsy actually trading fairly close. It's going to be the engage now by the level 6 Shyvana. Flashes in, Ignite still ticking. Can he force a flash? That will be a surviving Renekton. But level 6 early means a lane lead.
Yeah, Renekton's very close to level 6. Your soulmate coming up top. If Renekton backs, they'll get some turret damage. But if he doesn't,
you're
he
gone.
gets it.
315 gold. He's going to be happy with that one. Killing a minion on the way through, actually. That was style points. And it's going to be pushing to the turret. What a good start.
They opt to not do damage to the turret, but instead to back and get them, basically turn those into combat stats for themselves. It was a great gank there. And your soulmate, like I said earlier, was a very passive jungler with his play. Now he's bringing to the table with the Vi. Now he's level 6.
Ooh, yeah.
Pick of the litter on the map right now. People's flashes are just now coming up. He can blow some with them.
Well, let's see what they go for. Yeah, Bambi doesn't even retreat. Evertan keeps juking himself with these ones. Doesn't get much harassed down. 7 minion lead in the mid lane. It's going to be a Fiendish Codex here for Bambi. Got another misroute, so he's not quite getting the harass down, and now he's forced to chug some potions to stay in this lane.
And level 6 coming out for Bambi before. He's going to get that blue buff handed off to him so he can stay here. There is a tiny bit... Okay, no. I was looking at the items. It's negated now. In the bottom lane, they both have BF swords. Little bit of a sword lead.
Longsword.
Longsword.
It's pretty much what the kill's going to give you is a longsword there. So that's what the lead is. The first blood giving him 10 attack damage. We'll see if it's going to mean much for DK Bearfish. Again, another fight in the mid lane, but Evertan is durable enough. He went, started on Chalice, got the Null Magic Mantle, and he's just surviving this lane.
Is the blue not going to be handed off to Evertan?
Unless he ults for it.
He can ult it.
Nope.
So he wants the Grand Sky Falls. Kevin wants that lower cooldown on it when he hits 6, which is very shortly.
Yeah.
1 or 2 more camps. And then he can start making some pressure on the map for his team, which is what they desperately need right now.
Yeah.
Because if they get to the point where your soulmate catches Kevin out and can duel him 1v1 in the jungle, then it's pretty much over and all the pressure will remain in the hands of Queen Gypsies.
See if they can find this one. Alliance still forced back. The Chalice done for Evertan anyway, so he might just survive. Had ulted the mid lane wave to stay up there. Kevin's going to hit 6 off this camp. So that's going to give him the ability to ult in. We'll see if he takes this anywhere. 8 minutes, 30 seconds when he gets this. We'll see when his first Skyfall comes through.
He's going to rotate over to his red. Not show any cards just yet, because if you show yourself, it leaves yourself open to counter jungling. And oh, Evertan!
There we go. Damage lands, but the Chalice giving him some decent resists. Evertan not falling away, but he's going to start chugging potions, and it's going to cost him more and more gold over time.
And overall, all across the map, the CS is pretty even, except for the jungle and Evertan.
Barrier used. That was a flash by Bambi, though, to make that happen. So 2 summoners burned for honestly not that much.
And Evertan still has his flash available.
Yep.
He can make a play. If Grand Skyfall comes down, if he can bait out a Distortion and possibly a Mimic, then they could get a kill with a Grand Skyfall here.
Well, Soulmate looks towards the mid lane. He's going to walk by a ward and can't quite see it. Pink ward's a little bit too far away. Soulmate does not know for sure that he's seen. Actually, he pinged right on top of where a ward might be, so maybe they do know.
Yeah, and that's going to give Kevin all this information to make an intelligent decision. He can say, I'm going to go bottom. Oh, Evertan.
All right, well, he's still got the flash, though. Is it going to be enough? He's going to jump over the wall.
Oh! Play Pigeon!
Doesn't go far enough. Takes him out. Bambi the Forest getting revenge for that movie.
2-0-1 in both the mid and bottom lane. These are the 2 people you don't want to feed on this team or get them snowballing. But regardless of that, Alliance has been holding his own in lane.
He has.
He has. He's even in CS and even in items aside from the longsword. But man, Queen Gypsies, they're going to rotate that mid kill into a dragon.
5-0 now, the scoreboard. A 3,000 gold lead here for the Queen Gypsies, who all go to University of California, Irvine. They have a good start on this one, and they were one of the top favorites coming in. Blue Cashman is also a heavy favorite. I know we talked to the players, and they were like, yeah, we kind of consider this one to be the final. We feel like the other team is the other strongest team in this tournament. So these guys have prepared for this one more than anything.
Yeah, there are some sleeping beasts, though, on the other side of the bracket.
True.
With British Columbia and San Jose. Both of them have very strong teams. San Jose is number 9 in Challenger,
Yeah,
So
they
they
would
play
challenge you.
together all the time, and it's the exact same team.
Yeah, we'll see them in a couple of weeks anyway.
Yeah.
Even if they don't go too far here, we're going to see some of these faces. So clearly some very skilled players out there.
Yeah, and like you said, everybody was regarding this pretty much as the final here. And speaking of final,
Ooh,
might be
what
their
a
last
flash play! Bearfish is going to be out of the water in this one, though. And what a solar flare onto 3. Might still die for it, but the damage onto Harmer. Are they going to have enough there? You can see the health bars going low. They go in onto Alliance. He doesn't cash in, but Bearfish is almost there for 3 kills, but has no mana to chase.
Oh my lord, that was so good. The solar flare, even if they didn't get any kills, that was a great play. But the pressure that Kevin is now creating on the map is good for blue caster minions.
Yes.
They needed that play desperately, and they didn't give up a counter kill at all. But as I say that, here comes your soulmate looking for just that.
Looking to find someone to hug. They're going to go in for the ulti on the Kevin. The damage isn't going to be enough. Stun comes up to Bearfish. Has another block. Not going to matter. Kill comes up. Barrier not even required, but uses it for style points.
IKNU in the top lane, he's a playmaker. He likes to get the team swinging with that momentum. Can't do it on this Renekton. Pongypsy is holding toe-to-toe with him and might take him out
And
here.
they go in again. Ignite used again on IKNU. The flash already burned there. Kenny, can he run away? Pongypsy nearby. Lands a flame breath. One more hit will do it. Ignite goes back on Pongypsy and says, nope, I'm a crocodile. You back off.
Crocodiles beat dragons?
Apparently so.
Up there.
I mean, he's winning by 20 minions.
It's very, very close. They opt for different builds, though. More of an offensive build on IKNU. That's his style.
Yeah.
He wants to push the wave, get that team out as fast as possible so he can roam mid, help out Evertan, get him going. But up in the top lane, Pongypsy, he's going to have none of that. Chain Vest straight out, looking for the wave clear from just passive farming with the Sunfire Cape. And down bottom, like all across the map, taking out these pink wards.
Yeah, they swept 2 of them right now. So Blue Caster Minions getting a little bit of the vision back here on this one. It is confusing calling them Blue Caster Minions because they're in red right now.
Yeah.
It's just like,
That's what they
it
want
only
to farm,
works
though,
half
right
the
now.
time. I wish they just rename themselves between each game. Kenny, though, in a bad spot, goes in, almost makes him into the Zig Bomb, but can't do it. Your soulmate gonna get the kill on this one. It's another 1-for-0 here in the top lane. And that Renekton pick not paying off so far.
No, it is not. He's not able to do anything on the map, and he's basically flailing, saying, you know, get your stuff together, guys, because I can't do all the work. And
Nope.
Evertan tried to help out there. He almost had the Mega Inferno Bomb for the kill onto Pongypsy, but he's just way too fast. Burnout gives you that extra movement speed. He was fine.
Played around it nicely. So here we are, 7-1 in kills, 4,000, about the lead here by these guys. And I want to see what they do with this one next, because the thing I always look at with I want to say like newer teams, right, teams that haven't been established on the pro circuit for a while, is how good can you transition into the mid game, right? We heard Kiwi could talk about that, saying, yeah, in collegiate, individual skill can take you a really long way. In the LCS, it's how good are your rotations, how good are you at taking objectives. I want to see how good these teams are at making the objective game happen. Gank coming into the bottom lane. Be a stun landed. They're going to keep on going forward. SRS in the front line. Kevin getting just obliterated, though. Bearfish picks up 1. SRS not in a good spot. Alliance, can he cash in the stacks? Yes, he will. 638 gold for that one. And Bearfish on the wrong side of this fight. 2 kills picked up. Will trade 2 back himself, but a lot of money going to the BCM 80 carry.
So the plan for BCM is, we messed up. We gave Bearfish some early kills. Let's get them back. Let's get them on Alliance so he can go toe-to-toe with them and basically even the playing field. The solar flare there, the solar flare missed. It whiffed there. The stun came out. The Aegis of Zionia was able to stun stun Bearfish before it landed. So it was kind of a little bit of a misplay there. It could have been played better, but Blue Caster Minions took complete advantage of that. They end up getting the cash in on Draven before he dies, which is extremely important.
Absolutely.
So he just rolled in a lot of money for himself.
Yeah, they pulled in about 600 extra gold from that fight just because of the Draven pass. Actually closer to 700 here.
Yeah.
IKNU, Pongypsy still in a battle. Unfortunately, you're just seeing Pongypsy just dominate this lane now. IKNU down to 300 health. Can the chase come through? Burnout lands. Good stun, though, from KennyU, and it's going to be Pongypsy forced away.
Oh, but here comes Kevin.
He does have flash. Goes for it. Stun, auto attack, red buff is on. One more hit to go till he picks him up. Q, and doesn't even need it. Swings his little lance in the air, and kill goes across.
Goes for the Heartseeker Strike, finds it right in the belly of the dragon. One of his scales was open. Goes straight for it. Oh, your soulmate.
Oh, what a Q! Stops it up, takes him down. Your soulmate crashes him out right there. That was beautiful stuff.
It was good rotation. He saw that Kevin was top, so there was no chance of a counter gank mid. Goes immediately there, evens up the kill with a counter kill. And I want to talk about a little bit more about that top lane. Pongypsy went too aggressive. And against Kenny, he's got that synergy with his brother. He came in and, wow.
Yeah, that's going to be a kill by Bearfish. And a beautiful stun onto Alliance. He's likely to not go anywhere. Can he find SRS? No, he cannot quite. One hit from cashing in stacks anyway.
Yep.
It's another 2 for 0 down in the bottom lane. Queen Gypsy's looking really good.
And there's 10 seconds on Dragon here. They might have to back before they can contest it, but they're going to get this tower. And that mid lane kill allowed Bambi to go bottom. The rotations on this team, on Queen Gypsy, you can tell that they play together quite frequently, and they have good communication even at LAN.
Yeah, they're making the plays work. They're not getting flustered by the stakes of the event, even though a lot of these guys are new to the big stage. Really, only Flappy Bearfish, the guy. Well, I guess him and Pawn Gypsy, the guys who've been actually playing on stages like this before, and they're firing on all cylinders. I gotta say, 6-1 and 2 for the AD carry though. Pretty good start to the tournament.
Oh yeah, that's how you'd like to start out any game. Hopefully, it doesn't get any worse, but you just keep snowballing that. Yep. You end up like 8-1 or whatever.
8 KDA, pretty happy.
That would be great. Everybody wants that. But so we saw the Ziggs bomb from Evertan get used to check the Dragon, and Queen Gypsy was like, we're too low, we have to back off. And after they got that bottom turret, this is going to be the next objective in their sights. They're going to have to find a way to clear this out. They have that pink ward, but they just haven't made their way over there. They backed, they have those items, they have those combat stats, and Lucian going for a Trinity Force. So it's a
wise choice.
Yeah, a little bit delayed on. Usually we see Trinity Force into Blade of the Rune King now.
It's one of the builds,
very popular build now. And people sometimes opt for the Bloodthirster. He probably said, I have 1650 gold. I'm going to get a BF sword.
Why not?
Why not?
Why not?
Why not? Get that early lane pressure and keep snowballing that.
Well, Bambi is still looking for Evertan. Not quite going to find this one. Has a 2-level lead in the mid lane, though. That's pretty rough. Harmer is going to find SRS. Mando's going to come in, though. It's going to be really interesting. Lantern comes across. He doesn't want it. And there comes the counter gang. This fight has begun. The damage now across to Kevin on the bottom side. He's getting evaporated right now. Bearfish finding a bunch of pain there, but Alliance still around. Bearfish, can he be going down to this one? Nuh-uh. Everyone just explodes. Huge kill credits going over to QG.
There was just too much damage on this Queen Gypsy's team. They're going to clear out that wave with the culling and possibly get some turret damage here.
Well, they got one minion. They got a little bit of time. 3 turret shots till those all die off. But Queen Gypsy from UC Irvine finally pushing in a little bit more. Evertan, okay, dodges that one and lands off the rubber ducky. So plays that one pretty well. But I gotta say, Southern California so far holding some pretty good LoL teams, and they're 15-4. But they're not finding a lot of objectives in this game. They're just kind of killing people and saying, well, we'll take Dragon when it's time.
We're going to look at that again. The Pantheon Grand Skyfall actually lands in the back line, and we see that Kevin is the main focus here. Sirius, once again, Zenith Blade to safety, not as an offensive tool to get himself out of there, lock somebody else up. Great Vault Breaker there. Groups them all up. Double kill for Vi, 1 for Lucian.
Worked really well, a little damage on Evertan. And Alliance as well kind of baited himself in. He ran and chased Axis down to the front lines, and then suddenly realized, oh, we're losing this fight? Well, I've already overextended, and fell down rather quickly there. Had a good start to the lane, but even with the stacks cashed in, not having a great time after this one.
And I think that Kevin used his Grand Skyfall as kind of he thought that they were going to retreat, didn't know they had Your Soulmate there.
Yeah.
So the Your Soulmate was like, actually, we're engaging. And he was like, uh-oh, I'm in a bad spot. And they collapse on him. And Your Soulmate, speaking of collapsing, here he goes.
Look, oh, good flash by Kenny Yu's going to get knocked around a little bit, still dashing away. There's the ulti coming across as well. So much CC used on Renekton. He is going to go down. 179 minions, but 3 deaths. His top lane still holding nicely.
Yeah, and this was one of the lanes that Washington was extremely confident in. They thought that, Kenny Yu, he's number 9 in solo queue challenger right now, that he could hold his own. But that hasn't been the case. The bottom lane, oh wow, enough about that. Sirius going hard on Harmer.
He's going to get stunned up and go down 8-1 and 4 for the Bearfish. He's doing a good job of this one.
So he ate a full culling there.
Yeah.
All of that damage from DK Bearfish straight into him. Good kill there for them. And once again, top lane, this is really something that was unexpected. Like, you see that Kenny's still up in farm.
Yeah.
He's farmed very well this game, but he just hasn't been able to make the kills happen or to get out of lane. And now, with that turret down, it's going to put him even further back into the back lines, and his playmaking abilities are now reduced.
Yeah, he's now 500-600 gold behind his lane opponent there. Despite getting all the minion kills, just the gank pressure has been one-sided for the most part in that lane, and you've seen it go forward and forward and forward and forward for Pawn Gypsy here. So every lane now at a disadvantage. Whether it's minions or kills, it's Queen Gypsy's having a very good time at this game. looking to keep the pressure going. Only 20 minutes in, but they are just slaughtering the Bluecaster minions.
I think this entire game we've been like, it's only 2 minutes in, it's only 5 minutes in, it's only 20 minutes in.
But a bloodthirsty game.
This lead that they've made from the start, and they haven't given up.
No.
Like, you would think that somebody would get a little overconfident or something, and oh, Evertan!
Well, they're feeling confident. Looks like it's not going to be overconfident, though. Kill comes across, but Bambi is low on health. Can Kevin find one more? No, knocked backwards. He's going to find the damage in. Kulling's not going to land. Bit of a missed shot there, but Flash still forced away. We did find another kill, and now they've got control on the left side of the map.
And they collapse, and now this middle turret is in their sights, and they're ready to take this out. All 5 of them are in motion, looking for an objective, communicating as a team. Not sure where Siobhan's going to go, if he's going to actually try and pinch them off from the side.
If they can find the fight, they'll go for it, but the turret's going to go down anyway. All 3 outer turrets now fall 21.5 minutes in. These guys have grouped up now as 5 to look for turret number 2 right there. Kenny coming in from the side, though. Might be able to start a fight.
Alliance throws out his Whirling Death to go ahead and clear that wave, but Kenny's here.
Let's see, Root comes across, SRS on the front lines, getting really chunked down there. They're going to trade that one back. Kenny gets into the background. Now Pawn Gypsy a little bit too far forward, taking a bunch of damage to this one. He might go down, Ignite is on, but it's going to be a kill traded back onto Kevin. All the same, Pawn Gypsy lives. Bambi the Forest, 1 hit from gone. Shutdown comes in for Alliance. He's starting to get some gold, but can he find anything more? Static Shiv not going to do much, but it's a 2-for-1 fight.
In the favor of BCM there. So Queen Gypsies, like I said, a little overconfident.
Yep.
I was waiting for a play similar to this because at LAN, you know, it really does get the better of you. You're kind of sitting there like you're pumped, we're winning, and then you forget that this is a team that is equal in skill to you.
Yep.
And you've just been taking little by little disadvantage. And right there, it really showed. We had the respawns from BCM come in. Evertan was there. iKenny with the rotation, and now he's back in the game.
He is going to be back in the game at least a little bit here with a couple of assists. Get himself into a happier spot. Levels 13 to 13 in the top lane, so I feel like these guys should trade fairly equally. But to me, the only guy who's really stepping up right now for Bluecaster minions is the AD carry replacement for WizFusion. That's Alliance, and he's 4-3-1 on the Draven. And we're like, hey, look, you went up against a very hard lane. Your opponent in lane got first blood, and you're still putting up a positive score.
Yeah, and on that note, Alliance also has a QSS third item.
Yeah.
So he knows that there's a target on his back from Queen Gypsies. He knows Lawal's going to come straight at me. Leona will probably solar flare me. And Draven's actually one of the easier AD carries in the meta currently to actually engage on it. Oh, look at that armor.
Yeah.
Oh,
Goodbye.
wow. So that was fast.
Yeah. I feel like QG's jungler should be Australian because you just got your soul, mate. Lame. Great. The laughter said it was great, so apparently...
Yeah.
Oh, shut up, you laughed. Don't boo.
So they get this
Turret
one.
goes down.
Oh.
Twin Gypsies. Oh, they're going to go forward. A bit of a slow, not too much, though.
Nice zone control there by Evertan.
Yep.
Yeah. You're so mean. I'm still stuck on that one.
You know, there's a
Serious?
reason his name is Evertan. He just got hit with a solar flare.
Now you're just reaching for him. I'm just going to
That
go ahead
was-
and throw
whatever.
support at you. You serious?
No, it doesn't even count.
Yes, it
See,
does.
no one even groaned for yours.
Yeah, because it was good.
Okay.
Because it was classy.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Well, mid lane minions going down. Let's see what these guys go for on the next one. Unfortunately, Flappy Bearfish, DK Bearfish, frick, you were Flappy Bearfish for like 2 years. Why'd you change now?
I don't
I'm
know.
like used to saying
That's like
his name.
Evaniscus and Support Daddy.
At least he was Support Daddy first.
Yeah.
And then like went back and then back. So, if that makes any sense. But it's going to be the Dragon taking a bunch more damage. There are more globals being taken over by Queen Gypsies. They're honestly not giving up much of anything. One turret went down off of an overextension. They lost the mid turret fair and square. It was their own fault. But they're taking Dragon control. They have not given any Baron comeback chances. And none of the other lanes have been able to be pushed in.
Yeah, and iKenny, he's really realizing this pressure. Picks up a red potion right now for himself so that he can have those extra combat stats for a tiny duration and hopefully turn those into gold for his team as a whole. And Pawn Gypsy, he's after Kenny, and he's down a level still.
Well, let's see if he can find anything here. Ruin King active used and the jump forward. And he's going to dash again. Pantheon in from the back. Punch is going to land directly underneath that one. I don't know if it's going to be enough damage. Harriman's going to show up there. 3 versus 1. Can Pawn Gypsy do it? 4 versus 1. They really like him.
Oh.
He's been hooked, and it's going to go down. Kevin takes the kill. Solarflare comes back across Kevin. Explodes there, and so does Alliance. Yes, he does. 2 for 1 in the engage. And now, Queen Gypsy's looking to keep pushing.
Bearfish not even involved in that, pushing the mid lane up. Evertan was there, and we had the
Yes.
Brotherly love. I was going to say the brotherly love from Kevin, sacrificing himself for Kenny there. Man dropping straight on top. And now QG, they're looking for a Baron.
Now see if they can get this one. Baron down to half HP.
No smite available for BCM.
Yeah, there's no way Pantheon gets there in time unless these guys stop for a while. You got Ziggs on the side. He does have ulti. They could have a chance to spike this one out, as unlikely as it might be. It's getting lower, and it's going to be smited away very successfully by your soulmate. It's going to be a very fast retreat there by Kenny Yu.
It just made me, I was thinking of the blah, and I was like, well,
The
so
what?
The blah that I did.
Yeah.
You know how people say zot zot for the sound that an anteater would make?
Oh, I don't even
It's a
wanna
lot
know.
easier to chant than the sound that an anteater would actually make. They would go blah, blah, blah. They blah, blah, blah. That's what they would do. It's like, let's go eat some ants.
Have you ever interviewed an anteater? Have you ever spoken to one? Do you know this?
Yes, I have. They go.
Oh, sure.
They eat ants with their tongue. It's
I'm aware. Well, their name is an anteater. Of course they eat ants. That's not even useful information. It's like, guys, I'm a color commentator. We're playing League of Legends right now. That's it. That was the level of commentary you just brought.
Well, I was okay. Okay. Anteaters eat other things too, I assume.
I mean,
Probably
I wouldn't
like
believe
bugs,
it.
right?
I wouldn't believe it.
All right. Well,
They'd be lying to
anyway,
me.
we have
Chains coming in to Harmer. Damage. Yeah.
DFG.
Wow. Look at the burst right there. Bambi of the Forest. Really turning aggressive here.
LeBonked.
LeBonked.
The DFG.
For a deer, he is not very docile.
Oh no, he's getting revenge.
Oh, yeah.
Evertan's
That one
hunter.
still hurts.
Oh.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert, Bambi's mom dies. Here we go, guys, to jump in. Kevin in the front lines. The tank's taking so much damage. Sirius does go down 1-for-1 so far, but it's going to be into the BCM base. Another kill picked up there. Bearfish going massive. Triple kill. Looking now for Evertan. He's running. He's cowering. He's hiding. He's a Yordle. He gets away.
And they're going to go ahead and push this up. Bambi's mom dies, but Bambi doesn't. Gets out of there by the skin of his teeth. And look at that. They're going to push this inhibitor. First inhibitor of the game, 27 minutes in for QG.
The hook. Ooh.
Bambi
You just
doesn't
kicking
die.
him.
That's not
You're
a
just
movie.
kicking him while he's down. That's just mean.
Oh.
Well, okay, they're all right. They're all right. 15,000 gold. Here we go. QG, Queen Gypsies. They're gonna sweep away some of the. I can't get the name in my head properly. I don't know why.
They look
Yeah,
good.
they do. They look no. I'm so done with that song.
song.
Bearfish, of course, recalling as well. And here comes this fight. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah, the man drop comes right down, but your soulmate's on top of that immediately with the assault battery to pick that up. Then they just collapse, and Bearfish's damage is incredible. He has been farming really well this game. He has the highest farm in the entire game, and he has the most kill participation.
He does.
So
17.
actually, he's tied with your soulmate. So your soulmate's been bonding with him.
Yes, they've been good. They've been lining up well here, Vi and Lucian. You wouldn't think they were a team, but they are here. Enforcing the law just a little bit there. Kevin getting jumped on now out of the turret. The ultimate's going to come in as well. This poor Pantheon is sad and alone, and Kevin got no one to talk to. He's going to go down. Meanwhile, Bambi did solo away Harmer on the other side of the map. So 2 kills picked up now, and the siege will continue.
He wants his mom's soul back. Poor Bambi.
Okay, that one I'll give you.
Yeah, so he actually DFGs him over the wall and just blows him up. Just very, very quick
He
kill.
flew.
1-2, it's over. And Alliance is slow, but they're going after Evertan.
Big slow, a lot of CC. Evertan goes down. So does Alliance. Another 2-for-0. This game is just exploding now. Queen Gypsy's taken 30 kills in as many minutes. And they're looking now for the push towards the Nexus. Superman is getting swept away by Ed Kenyu, but it doesn't even matter. 29.5 minutes in. Game 1 goes to Queen Gypsies from UC Irvine.
And Nerves not getting them at all. Play a
Nope.
clean game from start to finish. Very convincing win there.
Absolutely. I mean, the level 1, you say, okay, yeah, they won a level 1 team fight. They got first blood, but it didn't turn into many items early on. A couple of potions, that was it. It was the fact that they made plays afterwards. The Renekton to Shyvana counterpick didn't pay off. You had Pawn Gypsy completely survive that lane. You had the mid lane matchup just go Bambi of the Forest way the entire time. The jungler, your soulmate, 0 deaths the entire time. A lot of amazing performances.
Yeah, and your soulmate, a lot of synergy there with all of his team all across the board. Just fantastic play, and his assault and battery, it seemed like it was on such a low cooldown. It was just
He charged him up.
over and over and over again. So the top lane, Kenny wasn't able to make the plays that he wanted to.
True.
The playmaker of the team, when you have it in the top lane, it's far removed from the map. You have to make plays in that lane first and then transition it over into other lanes.
Yeah.
So they had to have a different source of playmaking. Kevin wasn't up to the task, kept coming top, wasn't working out from your soulmate, doing work all across the map, visited bottom, mid, top a couple times. So they thought he was going to play passive, and he didn't.
He did not. He came out exploding and knocked some heads around. Very well played there on that one. Now, guys, we've got to take a quick break and talk to Dean Pelton. But when he returns, it's time for Game 2 between the Blue Caster Minions and the Queen Gypsies. Don't go anywhere. The 2014 North American Collegiate Championship will be right back.